Hello, this is Riley Porter with Seattle Sumo. You're listening to a commentary track for Day 5 of the 1964 Hatsu Basho. The video coverage for this tournament can be found on the Japan Sumo Association's YouTube channel. There will be a link for that in the description for this commentary track. You will, of course, need a $9 membership to access said video coverage, and the commentary track is free. As usual, I'll count backwards from 3 to sync up the video with the commentary track. 3, 2, 1. As I hit the N in 1, it'll click play. I'll do the same, and we will be in sync. Without further ado, we'll get started here. I'll begin the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Futabayama, Taiho, Chianofuji, Archive. All right, and we open today with Taiho's Dohyo Iri, his Yokozuna ring entering ceremony. Yeah, seeing him standing out here by himself, you can really get the sense for kind of the frame of Taiho, his real size and power. Well built, well proportioned, tall, heavy. Not too much so in either direction. And he performs in the Undyu Dohyo Iri style, same as Kashiwado. This was the same style performed by the previous Nishonoseki Yokozuna Tamanishiki, who was himself said to have a very beautiful Dohyo Iri. Yeah, nice and high there with the leg. Taiho. A little less injury prone overall than his Yokozuna counterpart, Kashiwado. Oh, and that's that. Nicely done. Our first match of the day is Kiyokuni 4-0, perfect, against Wakamiyama, who's also 4-0. Their head-to-head is 3-1 in Kiyokuni's favor, so between the newcomer and the slightly more established, I'll have to go with Kiyokuni in this matchup. We'll see. Head-to-head, Kiyokuni keeps moving forward. Wakamiyama looks for that shallow grip, and he's got it with the right, but he's a little high up left. And a nice Keikaeshi, minor inside foot sweep to send Wakamiyama toppling over. They'll finish with the arm assist there. So Kiyokuni, 5-0, perfect in the first third of the Basho, and Wakamiyama picks up his very first loss in his Makunoshi career. So a very good aggressive tachiai there from Kiyokuni to get the win. Tochio Yama is against Uragawa. They're both 1-3, and their head-to-head is 1-0 in Uragawa's favor. Tochio Yama's low at a good angle, using that good Otsuke and Hazuoshi. Now he's deep inside Morozashi. Now he's hustling, pushing forward. Uragawa's resisting, but not for much longer. Oh, but Uragawa twisting and flattening Tochio Yama. So I'm not really sure what you would call that. It's very interesting. He just kept pulling away, and Tochio Yama kind of let his angle slip low there. Uragawa slipping his weight onto his back and just smushing him. Oh, I guess that maybe you would mostly chalk that up to Tochio Yama losing his balance. And in any event, interesting outcome. Ogiyama is against Dewanishiki. Dewanishiki yet to pick up a win, and they have an even head-to-head, 1-1. Let's see if today's the day for the Dewanishiki veteran. He receives, pushing up on the chest, slapping at the arms, and getting a Maimitsu is Ogiyama, but can't secure the Maimitsu because Dewanishiki is thrusting back, slapping away, parrying. Now Ogiyama settles on an outside right. Dewanishiki pumps the gut, hustles in there. He's closing the distance. He's bringing Ogiyama to the edge. Oh, is he getting slipped? Not quite. It's a Yoritaoshi win. Dewanishiki, that's his first of the Basho. Well, not the most impressive tachiai, but he goes to show that he is very good on the back foot, pretty comfortable to receive, and against someone as, I wouldn't say underpowered, but not as, overpowering as Ogiyama. It does the trick. Tsune Nishiki is on 1-3, and he's against Aranami, who's on 3-1, not doing too badly for himself. They have an even head-to-head, 1-1. Now it's a sharp tachiai from Aranami, slips to the side, but Tsuninishiki looked to me like a watenage there, unless I'm mistaking the placement of his hands. Very fast throw. A good twisting motion from Tsuninishiki. Didn't waste any time there, making his attack. I imagine he had that throw worked out before the match began, how he was going to do it. A good tachiai from Aranami, but perhaps wasn't quite keeping up with Tsuninishiki. Kane no Hana is here up against Tsurugamine. He's not picked up a win yet. Tsurugamine is on 2-2. Their head-to-head's 5-4 in Kane no Hana's favor, so technically the odds favor him. It's kind of tight, though. Even star, but Kane no Hana's got the better inside right, but Tsurugamine has also got the inside right and the outside left, which Kane no Hana has not secured yet, though he is reaching for it. He does want it. They're both sticking to their stance, low, watching. Tsurugamine hustles in. Kane no Hana's reaching for the belt, but not in time. Tsurugamine drops his hips, Sotogake, but... oh man, looked to me like Tsurugamine a little overcommitted to his attack there. That Sotogake might not have been the best idea. And ended up placing his foot behind Kane no Hana, and it hit the deck before... well, hit the outside, I should say, before Kane no Hana slipped away. So Kane no Hana wins by Isamiyashi, an inadvertent step out by Tsurugamine. Wakahaguro against Wakanaruto. They're both 1-3. The head-to-head is 1-0 in Wakahaguro's favor. Let's see if the former Ozeki gets it today. And they're off. Wakanaruto's a little faster on the tachiai, swinging around that arm. Trying for a bit of a kotenage. Now he's a kime hold. Really wrenching up on the bicep here. Putting the forearm in Wakahaguro's face. Wakahaguro moves forward. He's letting his feet do all the talking here. And he gets slipped. Wakanaruto. I suppose you would call that a kotenage. I think based on the positioning of Wakanaruto's arm there. Using that to twist away Wakahaguro, sending him outside. Not an Isamiyashi, I wouldn't say that inadvertent step out. I would say that was definitely a Wakanaruto motion, which got the job done in any event. Wakanaruto gets his second win. So not too bad. The Kasugano Dikishi. Wakanami is 2-2 and up against Fusanishiki 3-1. It's a 2-0 head-to-head in Wakanami's favor. Can he keep a streak going? They're tight. Wakanami... not quite on the belt. Fusanishiki, he's got that inside right. Fusanishiki prefers to push, but he can do work on the belt for sure. Wakanami is very strong. Fusanishiki pulls and twists away. A bit of a grip switch there, but it looks like he's basically back to where he started. Fusanishiki, deep inside right, right on the very center rear of Wakanami's mawashi. Fusanishiki's at a good angle here. If he can get a drive going, I think he could finish him, certainly. But Wakanami, very strong back. Very strong lower back. He's very good on defense, and if Fusanishiki is not careful about his angle of attack, he'll be twisted out uchari. You can really see Wakanami's muscly back there, all sinewy and so forth. Well, Fusanishiki, he's at a good angle here, and a much lower angle than Wakanami. I would definitely favor him at this point, but they are waiting patiently. If he rushes in, Wakanami could very easily pull a nifty watenage. I'm sure that's within his ability. And it's a tsuri. Not at all surprising. Pretty much what you'd expect. Wakanami flexes his back, picks up Fusanishiki, and plants him outside the dohyo. So they both leave today on 3-2. Wakanami extends his winning record over Fusanishiki to 3-0. So Fusanishiki probably not looking forward to his next encounter with the Tatsunami lightweight. Now, Amatsukaze, 3-1, not doing too badly so far, is against Kitano Fuji, who is on a 22-bout win streak coming into today. And good low charge from Amatsukaze, but Kitano Fuji drops in, he's got that outside right, and finishes Amatsukaze, Yoritaoshi. Kitano Fuji really showing his overwhelming strength. Good dayashi, he's always moving forward, always making his opponent work on the back foot. A really strong outside right. And a little Kenshoken for his 23rd consecutive win. Looking good. This new youngster from the Deiwa no Umi stable. Now it's Kairyu Yama, 1-3 against even worse, 0-4 Sawa Hikari. It's It's a 1-0 head-to-head in Kairyu-yama's favor. Let's see if Sawahikari can turn things around here. They're both low, but neither one's ready to start, so they're going to give it another go. A little psyching out here. Sawahikari's run into a bit of that this basho. More experienced opponents trying to get in his head. Dives in. Kairyu-yama, no joy on the belt. Maybe he's got that inside left. I think he's secured something. Sawahikari's definitely got that inside left. Keeping his head low, dug into the chest there. Nice Maimitsu grip coming together. Shallow, keeping his belt protected, but he's been moved back to the edge. Kairyu-yama's really pumping in the gut now. Sawahikari twists away, almost loses his footing, but stays in. Head dug in there, keeping his grip on the belt. He's heels on the edge here. Can he twist around again? Can he keep moving? Kairyu-yama tries to finish it, but Sawahikari crunches, twists, and deposits Kairyu-yama outside the dohyo. Yorikiri. Well, a great effort by Sawahikari. Really kept moving. Didn't get psyched out. Kept trying to find a way to his attacking angle, and once he got there, he finished the bout. So good mental strength this time out. Good recovery. Hirokawa, 4-0, he's on a roll. And he's against Aono Sato 1-3, struggling. And their head-to-head is 1-0 in Hirokawa's favor. Hirokawa, great tachiai, good charge though on the chest. Aono Sato not moved back too far, but doesn't matter. Hirokawa fishes that left inside, twists around a bit, and then flattens Aono Sato out of the dohyo. Looked to me like a Yoritaoshi, so Hirokawa 5-0 clean after the first third of the basho. So looking good. Very speedy tachiai. Very explosive, Hirokawa. Really showing a lot of force this time out. Oh, the Shinpan are shuffling in. New group here. And looking who is sitting down right now, I cannot really readily identify him. I wish I could. Well, it's Haguro-yama against Oginohana. Inverse score 1-3, 3-1 for Haguro-yama and Oginohana respectively. A relatively even start. Oginohana's trying to fish that inside left. Oh, he's got a Morozashi now. He's moving in. He's going to finish him. Haguro-yama's twisting away, but it's not quite enough. He stays alive, but only a moment longer. And, oh my, what's this? Is that a Shitate Nage? Was that a successful throw on the edge? Looked like it to me. I think Haguro-yama here got himself a second win. Really not in command for the majority of that bout, but it matters not. He came out ahead in the end. Got his second win. And he improves his head-to-head to 13-5 against Oginohana. So the odds were really with him coming to this bout, believe it or not. That was their 18th meeting. Toyokuni is against Kotozakura. Both Dikishi have a 2-2. The head-to-head's in Toyokuni's favor 3-1. Kotozakura jumps the gun. Kotozakura likes to work low, likes to push. Generally speaking, he's a fairly versatile Dikishi on the whole. And slapping away. Good Inashi there. Hitting and then shifting immediately after the tachiai. Kotozakura slapping. Hatakikomi finishes Toyokuni without too much resistance. Toyokuni, hapless, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. The Shinkomosubi improves to 3-2. Maybe he can come out of his first Sanyaku Basho with a winning record. Wouldn't that be nice? Kainoyama, winless so far, is against Fujinishiki, who's got one win to his name. It's a 4-2 head-to-head in Kainoyama's favor, so maybe a good chance to get his first win. Lower is Kainoyama, which is good, but Fujinishiki doesn't bother, or isn't bothered, I should say, gets to thrusting. Kainoyama sticks low, keeping the head on the chest, and finishes Fujinishiki, Yorikiri. Kainoyama, the Onogawa Komosubi, gets his first win today. Good stuff, good angle on the tachiai. If Fujinishi comes off lower, that tends to mean his win. Kainoyama Knew to keep his head out of reach, into the chest. Kept close contact, kept a good angle. So showed some real skill this outing. Kitabayama, the struggling Ozeki against Maedagawa, Takasago's top man for this basho. It's a 4-5 head-to-head in Kitabayama's favor. Maedagawa, good tachi off low on the throat. Kitabayama, not quite where he wants to be yet. He's fishing for that grip, but just lets the legs do the work. Keeps moving forward, flattens Maedagawa, Yoritaoshi. So Kitabayama gets his second win. Not a stupendous tachi. I think Maedagawa, it was relatively even, but I think Maedagawa had a better placement overall, and Kitabayama really hasn't been able to get in gear too well this basho. Maybe trouble with that left knee of his, hard to say. Next up, Sadanoyama is against Iwakaze from the Wakamatsu stable. It is a 5-4 head-to-head edge to Sadanoyama, and he is in excellent form this basho, so I would expect him to come out ahead here. Iwakaze should be low off the charge. He slips away, bit of a sidestep. Sadanoyama hooks both arms in, looking for a Morozashi, but Iwakaze changes the angle, keeps it low. Sadanoyama not concerned. Gets that arm in there. He's got that shallow inside right. He's pressing up on the elbow with his left, so looking to dig in deeper here. Iwakaze has buried himself in the neck of Sadanoyama, but I don't really think he's at an optimal angle to make a charge anytime soon here. Sadanoyama tries to dig in. Iwakaze resists. Or locked up here in the middle. What's Iwakaze's game plan? If he closes the distance, Sadanoyama will be on the belt, and I think that works better for him. Iwakaze would be best served by keeping this particular distance and pushing. But Sadanoyama, using a good Otsuke here, keeping the pressure on with that left arm of his, guarding from Iwakaze. If Iwakaze wants to finish this, he'll have to make it in one sharp movement. Sadanoyama digs in again, inches forward, but no go. Can't quite finish him. Pushes in again, pressing on the ribs, inching forward, but Iwakaze stays low. Now he's pushing up on the armpit. Good Hazuoshi. Tries to move in for that inside right, misses it. Sadanoyama, he's dug in now. He's where he wants to be. Switches that inside right to outside, moves back inside. He's on the belt. If he lets Iwakaze do all the attacking, then he will lose this bout at this rate. Sadanoyama has to have a game plan. Digs in, inches forward. Iwakaze minding his footing. Comfortable here down low. He's got a lot of experience in this position. This is his favored fighting stance. What's Sadanoyama's game plan? Is he going to keep pumping his cut and inching forward? That doesn't seem to get a lot of work done here. Iwakaze, certainly a strain on his back, but again, he's so used to fighting this position. I would really favor him, given the stance. Sadanoyama in an awkward position. If he pulls away, he's done. So he's got to dig in. But he's having a hard time really finding the proper position. And I think pretty soon he'll be trying to pull up Iwakaze again. If he can just get that head off the neck. Get it a bit more belly to belly here. Iwakaze. Jumpy. Alert. Not an easy guy to get past. In terms of defensive Dikishi, I'd say is maybe even better than Dewanishiki, certainly at this point. Iwakaze, sorry, I almost called him Dewanishiki. Iwakaze dug in here. Fishing for that inside right. Trying to get a little deeper in. Looks like he's feeling confident making another drive. Sadanoyama. Once Iwakaze goes to close the distance, Sadanoyama want that opportunity to crunch in. Inches forward again. Not a lot of action. just keeping Iwakaze on his feet. Iwakaze tries for a leg sweep. No good. Sadanoyama swings him around, but Iwakaze keeps his footing. Sadanoyama, another Shitate Nage attempt, but no go. They circle. They're back in the middle now. Iwakaze pumps in, but doesn't move Sadanoyama. Locked in here. Sadanoyama keeping that right from getting inside. It's a break. It looks like a Mizuiri, a water break. This bout has gone on for about 4 minutes now, so that's when they would take a break. Back in action. Momentum usually changes a little bit after a water break, more often than not, I think. But they're back to where they were. It's the Gyoji's job to make sure that's the case. What to do? What to do? Sadanoyama, if he wants this Yusho, this time out, this is an obstacle he has to overcome, I think. He moves in, he buckles down, he inches forward, he's lifting him now, he's lifting, he's crunching. Yorikiri. Sadanoyama. Well, that water break did him some good after all. He got that 5th straight win. He conquered the Crouching Tiger, Iwakaze. Well, that was a nerve-wracking little standoff. Normally these bouts, that drag on in these stalemates, not the most compelling, in all honesty. Depends on who's fighting, but with two Tikishi as skilled as this, working up a sweat like that, pretty exciting stuff. That was a great bout. Myobudani is against Yutakayama. They've had 8 head-to-heads, and Myobudani here has won none of them. Yutakayama has in theory, an easy match against Myobudani, an opponent he's beaten 8 times straight. And they're chest-to-chest already. Hidari Yotsu inside left, Yotsuzumo, all 4 hands on. Yutakayama twists, shifts, and flattens Myobudani Yoritaoshi. They land right next to Myobudani's Shisho, Miyagi no Oyakata, on the left there, the former Yoshibayama. So Yutakayama gets that 4th win. Sort of a predictable outcome, all things considered. Myobudani and Yutakayama are the exact same height. They're both about 189 centimeters or so. And Yutakayama is the much heavier of the two. So in a sumo match, hard to imagine Myobudani finding a way around that. 9th straight win in their head-to-head. Good for Yutakayama. Tochinoumi, Yokozuna hopeful, is against Wakachichibu, Hanakago veteran. Their head-to-head is 11-3, of course in Tochinomi's favor. Wakachichibu, plenty of fighting spirit, but not the most convincing against the upper rankers. We'll see how it turns out today. Low charge, head-to-head. Tochinomi digs inside for that Morozashi. He's got it. Not too much resistance from Wakachichibu here. Tochinomi's in the chest. He's wrenching back Wakachichibu. Hazuoshi pressing up on the armpit. Moves back down to the belt. Gaburi thrusting. And finishes Wakachichibu. That's his 4th win in 5 days. Good for Tochinomi. Wakachichibu. His 4th loss. It's too bad. And that's his 12th win against the Hanakago man for Tochinomi. Keeping his promotion hopes alive. The Kasugano Ozeki. And showing, I think, a pretty good amount of power, too. A smaller Dikishi, you don't always expect it, but Tochinomi, he can whip around at lightning speed and he can take them with the muscle. His stablemate, Tochihikari, is up. He's on 4-0. He's actually perfect. He's ahead of Tochinomi in that regard. He's against Tama Arashi, 1-3, not doing at all well. Straight charge from Tochihikari today gets to pushing. Tama Arashi returns the favor, but Tochihikari is making the motion. Big shoves to the chest and Tama Arashi sliding backwards and out of the dohyo. Tsukidashi. Very aggressive sumo from Tochihikari today. I'm guessing his Shisho gave him a little reminder. Oh, maybe drop the Kenshoken? Get a little reminder about about his rank, about what he should be representing. Had some retreating sumo recently that was really not Bit fit for a wrestler at his rank. Daigo is against Kashiwado. Of all the matchups today, these two have the most history. It's 5 to 15, 20 head-to-heads. Kashiwado's won 75% of them. He's 4-0. Even start there. Kashiwado's got that outside left. He likes to work with that. He's a little high, though. His belt's up high. Daigo puts on the Sotogake. Kashiwado adjusts himself, adjusts his footing. He works on that grip change, but no good. Daigo's pressing him. He's got him on the edge and finishes Kashiwado Yorikiri. The Yokozuna picks up his first loss, and Daigo evens it up so far in the Basho for the two of them, 4-1. Daigo, is he making a break for Ozeki? Wouldn't that be something? Kashiwado, oh, he's did not have a great bout overall. Caught up a little at a high angle there and wasn't able to recover really. Daigo very aggressive, an admirable effort, but Kashiwado, not injured, but not his best. Taiho is against Haguro Hana. Haguro Hana has beaten Taiho once, and there are 13 meetings to date, so odds aren't really in his favor here. We'll see what happens. Taiho, good tachiai, moving in, gets that outside right, inside left. Yotsuzumo for the both of them. Well, let's see what happens here. Haguro Hana crunches in, tries to lift, but it's only a glimmer. A brief glimpse into what could have been. Taiho keeps his footing and swings out. Haguro Hana, looks to me like Yorikiri, pretty straight away. Shows his real power. Haguro Hana, he's a pretty talented lifter. He's good on Tsuri, so there was legitimate danger there that Taiho was in. Not just any old silk belter trying for a lift, but the Yokozuna stays perfect, unlike his peer, and is, he remains, I should say, the favorite for this Basho. Now, not quite wrapped up yet. We're going to have a Yumitori Shiki, or the bow twirling ceremony. I'm sorry to say I was not anticipating this, and so can't identify this Dikishi here. Not that I'm overly concerned about it, to be totally honest. Good day of sumo. Sadano Yama and Iwakaze really stole the show, as far as I'm concerned. Taiho looking very strong. And the Ozeki generally composing themselves well. I would say Kitabayama is definitely the top ranker I am most concerned for at the moment. Seems to be on his way to a Make Koshi, potentially. Not in great form, but hey, for the most part, no real injury trouble. The Dikishi are all putting in a great effort, I think. I think I'll call it good there. Thank you for joining me.